Hey folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. So I saw a real fun interview this morning conducted by Box Nation of Derek Chisora, who was being interviewed ahead of his upcoming fight this weekend with Otto Wallin. And I got to say, boxing will be a quieter and sadder place when Derek Chisora retires, though of course I'm never really in favour of boxers boxing much past their late 30s, early 40s, and Chisora is showing signs of wear and tear. But he's still a fun guy, he's an entertaining guy, he definitely is a character that has always marched to the beat of his own drum, and he's continuing to do so. He said that he doesn't think that any of the psychological advantages that I was talking about the other day that came up in the face-off between him and Wallin should affect Wallin. He says that nothing would ever affect him. Though funnily, he did say that Vladimir Klitschko allowed Tyson Fury to get under his skin. So I guess it just really does depend upon the fighter, doesn't it? I mean, as we were saying before, a guy like Alexander Usyk is impervious to criticism. And other fighters, they bite much more quickly, and they're much more, seemingly bothered by things. But what was really neat in this interview with Derek Chisora was he received a call during the interview from none other than Dillian Whyte. And those guys obviously know each other really well. They went back and forth. And I think it was Dillian that raised the issue of them fighting. And I thought, wow, what a cool fight that would be. Dillian, of course, has beaten Derek Chisora twice. In 2016, he won I think it was a split decision. Yeah, it was a split decision. And then in 2018, he KO'd Chisora in, I think it was the last round, the 11th round, I think. So yeah, those guys have got history. And a trilogy fight would be really neat. I would... Given Whyte's last run out, and if Chisora doesn't take any real damage against Wallin, I would have Chisora down to win that fight. And that would be neat, eh? To have a trilogy, and then for Chisora to finish off his career by getting revenge over his old comrade in arms, and his old, I can't say his old enemy, his old honoured and respected opponent, Dillian Whyte. I think it'd be a good fight. It would be neat if it could happen back in Derek's home country, Zimbabwe. I think that's where Derek is looking to have his last fight, because I think this one coming up on the weekend, which will be his 49th fight against Otto Wallin in Manchester, is going to be his last outing on the UK shores. I think he's looking to have his final fight, his 50th, somewhere in Africa. And that could be neat. Yeah, a Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora trilogy fight just for the fans. I'd like that. I think I'd like the press conference and the face-to-face even more than the fight. So that could be a lot of fun. Now, switching gears, I did see something this morning which I wanted to say it surprised me, but it doesn't. And that was that 3 were arrested in the UK on suspicion of cheating offences. I read it on the Gambling Commission website, and it says 3 people were arrested today in relation to allegations of match fixing on a boxing fight. It's dated the 27th of January. A 54-year-old woman, a 33-year-old man, and a 23-year-old man were arrested in Birmingham as part of an investigation led by the Gambling Commission and supported by West Midlands Police. So I guess the cops were the ones who actually did the arrest based upon the regulatory authority doing the groundwork. That would be, based on my own experience of being in law enforcement, that's how that probably went down. All 3 are alleged to have committed the offences under Section 42 of the Gambling Act 2005. The investigation was launched following reports of suspicious betting activity linked to a boxing match held last year. Now, I'm not sure if that's the match that was. I don't think it was the match that Eddie Hearn was speaking about last year. Because that match that Hearn was speaking about was cancelled. So no other information is available on this particular website. I'm sure that more information will come out in due course. I say I'm not surprised. There's always an opportunity for unscrupulous persons to engage in unlawful or illegal activity with respect to whether it's horse racing, dog racing, boxing, football matches, baseball, hockey, whatever. The province I live in has a provincial agency that investigates such matters. Most states have similar, and every year you see people getting caught. My own feeling is that probably the numbers that get caught are not reflective of the numbers that are actually engaged in this activity. In other words, they don't catch all. Probably they don't catch the majority. And whenever I see this with boxing matches, of course, I sort of grit my teeth and, wonder how many fights that sort of we complain about were influenced. Of course, we never know. But hopefully this case gets some publicity, and if the persons arrested are found to be guilty, that they will receive the appropriate punishment. But again, it's always so bloody annoying when you see a sport that you are a fan of, that you love, and you wonder, is it playing straight or not? I mean, the most newsworthy last year was the Jake Paul Tyson issue, where many people have commented and complained, and I believe there are state investigations underway about whether or not there was influence in that, some sort of match fixing or whatever. Hopefully one day we find out. Anyway, that's all for the moment. If you like what I do, please like, please comment, please subscribe, but most importantly, wherever you are, have an awesome day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.